Hello, I'd like to welcome you all to another episode of the Side Eye Podcast. Your boys are back, a little happier this week than the previous week.
Back on track.
Uh, the beloved Cyclones, like the man just said, are back on track. Um, Back to the winning ways and not a moment too soon. Thanks to our uh, rival from down the road, KU did us a solid this past week, and tightened up that Big 12 conference race. So gave the clones some hope. Hopefully they can do it again. And she blocked the shit out that and knock off Colorado. Uh, so the Bearcats came to town, um, and they went down. Iowa State doubled them up, 34-17. Um, for a minute there, looked like it was about to get dicey again.
Yeah.
Where it's like, is this? Are we having deja vu all over again? What's going on here? But no, they were able to right the ship and get things going their way, and one could say coincidentally, the defense played a lot better, and you could say maybe it's because we got players back that didn't have previously. Um, it was the return of Will McLaughlin was back. Um, Orange was playing. Verdon still got the cast on his hands, but um, but all was right with the Cyclone world. Um, but yeah, I mean it was a 10-10 game at half, so it's kind of like, oh boy, you know, here we go again, dogfight, and then second half, boys the boys took over. Um, I didn't even know McLaughlin was coming back. Did you?
No, no. Yeah, that was a surprise. Yeah, they hadn't mentioned that at all. Um, so I didn't realize he had back surgery. I, you know, in the summer, I couldn't imagine that at that age, or even as his parents, your kid has back surgery, and and he's a linebacker. That's that's some rough sledding. So it's good to see him back. So I thought Dominic Orange, though, I thought he was the having him back, because I mean he was getting pressure by himself, you know. So and to have a player be able to do that, that's huge. So especially with the three, when you're playing three down linemen. So
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, no, I mean, I was sitting watching the game, and I was like, Will McLaughlin.
yeah, yeah,
I'm like, oh shit, he's back. Oh,
yeah,
okay, damn. All right, well, cool. I mean, yeah, it was great to see. I'm sure it gave the team a lift to have him back. And he wasn't just back. I mean, he came back and contributed
yeah.
to to the fray. So you know
Yeah,
uh, that was good.
all I'm gonna say was yes, I agree. He played quite a bit too.
Yeah. And
A
that's
decent, you said decent amount. Yeah,
yeah. And just to have those guys back that know where they're supposed to be, um,
Yeah.
they know what they're seeing in front of them, um, just that experience, yeah. So that was huge.
Well, and like I was saying, um, in last week's show.
Oh.
I want to see those. I want Freeland to be back.
Yeah.
And just let those linebackers. Well, hell, and like you just said, it's a whole lot easier to have him back when you've got an experienced person roaming that middle.
And his guys, he knows what that guy does, So yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, that was very, very huge. I don't know. We can get any sacks.
No, but like I said,
but we
pressures, right?
What's that? Go ahead.
Oh, we got some pressures though.
Yeah,
we got pressures. We had 6 tackles for loss. So that those things boded well. Didn't get any picks. There was maybe 1 or 2 I thought should have been, could have been, but
Yeah, Williams had another chance at one. He just missed.
Yeah.
But other than they got that big QB run. What was that in the third quarter? It was a little dicey there, but if they can cut out those chunk plays, they've been having issues with the last 3 games. I like our chances down the road.
Well, there was no chunk receiving plays.
Right.
23 yards was their longest pass play. So, that's good. Now we get rid of the chunk run plays as well. Good things can happen.
Yeah. Teams have been running on us. Our run defense hasn't been great, but if you can just keep those explosive just keep it where they have. What we're good at.
Once again, they had almost 300 yards.
Yeah. I think our rush defense now is like 105th in the nation. It's not good.
Which is complete opposite of what it normally is.
Yeah. Our pass defense, on the other hand, we might even be like top 5. But I suppose teams running on like that, they're not gonna.
Yeah, they only threw for 66 yards, so that helped the pass defense.
Yeah.
But they only threw 18 passes and rushed 39 times. So, it was the third quarter came and we shut them out, and they only got 7 in the fourth at the that beginning of the fourth. They got 7 to make it 20-17, and then that was that. They ain't get anything.
Yeah, it got a little dicey there. Hansen had that fumble, and I think that's the first running back fumble this year. But yeah, it was. But other than that, it was all right.
Yeah, he had the. Oh yeah, it was him. Yeah, he had the fumble, and then that turned it into the touchdown, and then it was lights out after that. They had the 3 and out, and then marred by the holding penalty, and then they decided to punt, and then we got that late touchdown to ice the game, and then they just then they ran out the clock.
Yeah.
So defense showed up. Doesn't look like it yardage wise, but scoring wise, a lot better. He gave up 7-3 and then 7 in the fourth. So, flipping to the other side, Rocco was, steady Eddie.
Dude, I forgot to put it on the rundown. But how about the tight ends, man? Burko and Klotz.
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, Rocco was 24-33 for 234 and had a touchdown. And Noel, he was 0 for 1, but man, he throws a nice spiral ball. I thought that he should have thrown that. He needed to have thrown that earlier. And
yeah, and I think he kind of threw it. Where the defense was coming from, but anyway.
Yeah, I think he throws that suited. Well, I thought it was odd that usually he's throwing that to Higgins.
Yeah.
But oh well, now you know what? That's something teams gotta be looking for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that third 81 Escalade is everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some big catches. They're really starting to trust him more. So, I guess it wasn't.
But I mean, you brought up the tight ends. I mean, Burkle was the leading receiver.
Oh wow! I didn't know that. I didn't know
catches for 73 yards.
He had 7 targets. I mean, he had just as many targets as the receivers did.
Yeah, I mean, they all caught 6. Burkle, Higgins, and Noel. But Burkle had the most yards.
Burkle and Noel had 7 targets apiece, and Higgins 6.
But they were playing over the top. They weren't giving up no big plays. They played over the top and let us have everything. I mean, they tackled well.
Yeah, I thought
once our guys got the ball, they were there to make tackles and they made them. So that made those drives just tick tick down the field.
Well, they succeeded. They played very well with that game plan because I mean, as you can see, there were 0 passes that went deep at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the deepest pass was the Noel one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah.
Well, and that roll out the Klotz, that was down the field, but yeah, that was probably 15 yards.
I mean, he was 3 for 32, and 26 of it came on that.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And that was a perfect play.
That seemed one thing. They had Rocco rolling out a little more. This first game where I really noticed that. Did it seem that way to you guys too?
Well, I mean, this is the first game this season I haven't gone back. I didn't go back and rewatch. So I probably missed some things.
Yeah. I just know that Klotz touchdown was on that rollout, and then it seemed like there was 3 or 4 of them. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy, but
and was there a running back with it, almost making it look like it was an option play?
I don't remember.
I'll have to go back and look at that because the way they caved down like that, it made it seem like they thought it was going to be an option, and then Klotz just took off. And it's funny because that defender that was closest kind of said, "Look," it kind of felt like, "Oh shit," but he's like, "You know what? I'm committing," and he just kept running for the quarterback. Like, look, I'm committed to chasing the quarterback. I'm already burnt. Maybe I got a teammate back there that can help me out.
Well, speaking of the option, we turned the tables on it. What everybody's been doing to us lately, running the option, and Rocco had that long run on that option.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to hit people with their own stuff.
Yeah,
32-yard gain. That was the longest carry of the game for the Clones. The 2 longest carries in the game were from quarterbacks. And then Sama had his little burst that reminded everybody of what's almost there.
Yeah.
He had his 27-yard run, but I mean, they had 152 yards on 34 carries, so 4.5 yards, and 3 of the touchdowns were on the ground. Sama, Rocco, and Hanson.
Yep. No, they made it very clear they're not going to abandon the run. It was, I'm not going to lie, it was a little rough to watch there in the first half. When they were it's like, we're going to do this, But yeah, they stuck with it and ended up wearing them down, I guess.
Yeah, and then when Corleone went out,
that was
that hurt them a lot. That hurt them a lot. I have no sympathy for them because nobody has sympathy when Orange went down, when all the damn linebackers went down.
Well,
just part of the day.
We lost Singleton. We lost Singleton this week.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
It's just something everybody got to deal with, and sucks that it's your best player, but
yeah.
Oh well, you gotta adapt and overcome, and
Yep.
and the Clones did it, and then and then the fake punt. Special teams had a good day, and capped by that fake punt, and it was perfect. I mean, that was perfect. Old Steve-O. I mean, that might be his best game as a Cyclone.
Dude, he played well. He played well against them last year against Cincinnati. He must love the Bearcats because he played well there last year too. But yeah, that I was there at the game and I was just watching the snap and I see the punter do the fake thing and I was like, at first I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, there he goes. 4th and 9. They surprised me with that too.
Oh yeah, no, they got everybody. Because I first thought was like, what the hell? Why we Steve-O Klotz? That's man, come on. But I mean, that's why we pay Matt Campbell the big bucks, and then you didn't get to see it because you were at the game. But the little smile, smirk Campbell had on his face.
I did. I saw some clips of that. Yeah, this week.
Yeah, that was that was perfect. Kind of a gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
Moment for old Tyson Vite. Like, y'all didn't expect that to be coming, did you?
Yeah. Hey, another thing. Did you notice our defense? It seemed like they were huddling more. I assume obviously so they can't see, what you're set up in. But I hadn't noticed that this year. So I assume that had to do something with, Vite possibly knowing
being
calls
so knowledgeable or what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, because he was a linebackers coach here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he was like.
I mean, you put him. I mean, he's in the quarterback position, coaching that defensive quarterback. So yeah, I mean, good decision on their part to hide some of that. So, update the Cyclone. I mean, obviously, it doesn't matter to update because by the time everybody will know the score, but.
We're not live.
If this were live, the Cyclones were up 3 at half, and Crooks just made a basket to put them up by 5. But
make that 8.
Oh, I'm probably behind. But yeah. So no, it was
it's that CLTEL internet. That's what it is.
Vernon's ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, it wouldn't be because I'm Bloom broadband, and I think I saw a bunch of hamsters on wheels running my complexes shit. So Um, no. So yeah, three phases of the game. You know, it's nice to it's nice to have something go well with the punting. If we're usually talking about the punt game, it's usually because somebody got something blocked. So it's nice that we talked about the punt game, and it was something good for a change.
Well, and then on the other end, Noel had that big punt return too, and wasn't that the first half?
Yes, he did.
Flipped the field. So yeah,
for sure.
Special teams.
28-yard return.
Camaraderie with that 52-yard field goal.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, even Jackson's 32-yard return on the kickoff. Although I thought at the beginning of the game, like, man, what the hell is this man doing? When luckily he waved that off. Well, I'm like, first of all, why didn't you just let it go?
Yeah, because then that would have been a penalty. We would have had it at 35. I mean, obviously he lost his place on the field, I guess. But
I guess.
But a fifth-year guy like that, he's been returning kicks his whole career.
Rodeo.
Yeah.
But you know, there was talk before the game about it, and I even texted about it. I mean, what is the deal with the field?
I don't think there's no deal. It's grass. It's at night.
I mean,
it's cold. It's cold and dewy. Those guys, no.
Well, I mean, I'm not even just talking about it for them, because our dudes were slipping. And
I didn't notice that. What?
Yeah, there was a play where Higgins got that first down, just barely got that first down.
Okay.
And he would have easily got it, but his foot slipped out from under him. Luckily, he was able to keep his balance and then get forward to get that first down. But yeah, no, there was definitely some slipping on both sides of the field, and I was just like, no, I mean, you know, maybe it's something with that. Now I'm like, okay, I want to look back at the other games and be like, I never really paid much attention, but I'm like, okay, well, if it's an issue, it's one thing if it's an issue for somebody else, but if our dudes are doing it too,
it's all the night games since it's got colder, because the field's going to be wet no matter what. Then because of the dew and everything. So, we've had more night
did
games.
It rain?
What's that?
Because it had been sprinkling early.
It did. So yeah. Okay. So and then there was some rain. So I mean, to me, that's part of playing on grass.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just wanted to confirm the rain part, but
yeah.
I mean, I guess it's something something I'll pay more attention to early next season.
Yeah.
Because by the time K-State game comes around, we can have a foot of fucking snow on the ground, and
yeah.
So, but it's something. Here's the thing: is I don't give a damn about the other team.
I mean, yeah, that's what
they can look like the escapades, but when our team is sliding, now okay, well now I want shit looked at.
Well, so. The first half, it was like a third down. Cincinnati's running back Kiner slips, so they have to punt. Everybody, all the coaches and everybody were waving to the Cincinnati sideline. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess something to look at. I guess I'll pay more attention. Ball.
But see, but see, that's the thing is you never noticed it until that coach said anything. We have brought it up once,
But that's how that stuff works. I mean, I don't catch up, but that stuff but I'm not looking at that stuff. I mean,
Right.
they're paid to look at every single damn detail, and I'm paid to fix computers. So I'm not necessarily looking at something like that. And
Well,
and like I said,
but you know, if it was an issue, there wouldn't be a grass field there.
yeah, but like I said, in the fall,
Yeah.
I'll look at it again.
Yeah.
I mean, you can explain late fall, early winter reasonings for why stuff is happening. You know, it's colder for one, and things like that.
Yeah.
But if we're slipping in beginning of September, okay, maybe if we are, since it's our damn field, then maybe then I'll definitely say we definitely should have something looked at. But you know, you got a grass field and it rained earlier in the day, so you know I'm not going to give it too much merit. And if that's the case, maybe we should have been changing the damn cleats because it hadn't rained. You know, and maybe it was a little wet. Maybe we should have, had changed the cleats if necessary. But in the end, 34-17.
Yep.
That was the that was that. Unfortunately, we did not get to see Brady Lichtenberg get on the field. So you know, I would say in 2 years, but he's a junior now, so it's not going to happen. He's not going to get to play on the Cyclone field. So, damn, he'll have to harken back to his youth. If he, well, no, actually, he won't have to harken back. He wasn't alive. Unless they, I mean, I guess he could have came here for camp or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know that's the only bad part for me when it came to Cincinnati. So yeah, no, 34-7. You had it 29-23. VJ had it 38-31, and I had it 31-20. Damn, I was pretty close. Look at me.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're on it.
Look at me. MVPs. Shit. Do we go with the tight ends?
Oh, I think so.
I
Offense definitely.
All right.
For defense, I think it's having Orange back was huge.
Yeah. Getting him and McLaughlin back.
Yep.
I think freed up those safeties to do what they normally do.
Yeah.
What they're designed to do.
Even Sadowski, I mean, he played.
Yep.
It seemed like he played more this game than he had in a while, and he was and he had some big plays.
Yeah, and I saw those walk-ons and freshmen less.
Yeah.
Because those guys were back and able to go as much as they did. So that's good. That is good. So 8-2 is the record now. We talked about it last week. Goals are still available. You know, big. You know, it's a little distant because Colorado has played so well. There's a little distance in there, but we'll definitely be scoreboard watching this weekend. Hoping KU can pull off 3 in a row. I mean, to beat Iowa State, to beat BYU, beat Colorado, and the game it's a home game. I don't know where they're playing it at.
Arrowhead. They're playing at Arrowhead.
Are they playing at Arrowhead? Okay.
Yep.
So, you know,
tickets are a lot cheaper than they were for the Iowa State game, though.
Yeah, maybe it's time to road trip. Shit. Cyclone fans, you're not going to Utah. Go on down to Kansas City.
Yeah.
and root for Kansas to get that victory. Um, yeah, almost. Yeah, we need KU to beat Colorado, and we need BYU to beat Arizona State to get them out. Yeah, I'm more focused on Colorado having a second loss than BYU.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but yeah, so we get rid of Arizona State, that knocks them out of the mix. K State's knocked themselves out of the mix. So, um, yeah, but you know what? You gotta beat Utah. And speaking of Utah, what time's the game start?
6:30 our time, so 5:30 out there.
Oh, it's not a night game.
Nope. Yeah,
Oh,
I was worried it was going to be the Big 12.
I thought it was gonna be 9 o'clock or some or some.
No,
something.
yep, nope. We got a good game time.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
so you brought that up, the all the night games, and it seems like most of the complaining comes from the media, and that just drives me nuts because they're literally why we have to play all these night games, because you have to, conferences get blown up because of media contracts, and then we bring in these teams from the West, and so they're going to put us, they're going to put us at night. I mean, that's the way it's going to be from now on. So it's like these people might as well get used to this,
Oh yeah, I mean,
So,
well, what sucks is I've been conditioning myself to stay up, and now we got a 6:30 game.
Yeah, I do like the night games though. You have all day Saturday, and then just Saturday night it's time for
See,
football.
I hate sitting around. Just waiting. See, it'd be different if I was tailgating or something like that, or I was up in Ames doing. But when you're just here, and all I'm doing all day is watching games.
Yeah.
And so just sitting and waiting, and it's just like, oh my God, can this? Especially because the 11 o'clock games last week were the absolute pits.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that 11 to 2:30 slot was just miserable. I'm like, there is nothing good on to watch. I think I watched like Cobra Kai or something like that because it was so terrible.
Yeah.
So but we bring on the Utes, and these are not your Cam Rising Utes. They're not having the season their fans and AD thought that they were going to have.
Yikes.
I made my comment about the Utes at the beginning of the season, and poof, voila, it's coming true. Because they came flying out the gates this season, 4-0.
They
like
got
a bullet.
Yeah, they had that big win down in Stillwater. They thought it was on. They thought they were gonna run through the conference.
They beat Southern Utah 49-0. Then struggled a little bit, but beat Baylor 23-12. And then they had a little civil war with Utah State, beat them 38-21 on the road. They went on the road to then number 14 Oklahoma State, and they squeaked out a 22-19 victory. Now somebody might say 22-19 against the number 14 team. Well, that doesn't sound bad until you realize what happened to Oklahoma State.
Yikes.
After that, which was yowza. Oklahoma State had won their first 3 games and ain't won since.
Yep.
Well, maybe it's because Utah won their first 4 games, that fourth being Oklahoma State, and they haven't won since. So they are riding a 6-game losing streak with losses to teams like Arizona, TCU, and Houston. Yeah, and Arizona and TCU were at home.
They don't have one conference win.
They got two. They got Baylor. They got Baylor and Oklahoma State.
Well, no, the Baylor game was one of their first games.
Oh, that's right. It doesn't count as conference. That's right.
Right. So Oklahoma State's the only one, right? Is that
right? Yeah, I forgot the Baylor game was scheduled prior to them entering, so it's non-conference. They've got Iowa State and they're at UCF left as they're to try to salvage. I mean, they're still fighting for bowl eligibility, so they're going to come ready to scrap and get it done. And Iowa State is fighting for potential 10 wins and getting into the Big 12 championship.
Well, if we win, this will be our everybody keeps talking about the 10-win season. We've never had a 9-win season, a 9-win regular season.
No.
So nobody's talking about that. They'll make history with this game too. But,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 6 losses in a row. They had that tight one with BYU. Everybody talks about that pass interference, that holding call on that play, and it was holding. But what's hilarious about that play is it should have been offsetting, because the angle that they show the dude pulling the receiver.
Yeah.
If you look in the beginning of the frame, there's 2 BYU offensive linemen. Each of them got the defender hooked right here. Each one of them got a hand. And I'm like, everybody's like pointing over the top of that play to point at the D-back holding. I'm like, no, that should have been off. I'm like, I don't know how the back judge didn't see that when 2 dudes. I mean, because they were off to the side. The dude was coming in to get the quarterback, and they both had to do hooked. So I'm like, yeah, it was defensive holding. I don't know how you missed the offensive holding at the same time. But, I mean, you know what? You score in the second half, and you don't have to worry about that. Score one time in the second half, but they got blanked in the second half against BYU, and that's why they lost.
Well, they still could have held them. They still could have held them after that call.
They could have.
They let them get down to field goal territory. I mean, so
you get 3 points.
Yeah.
You muster up 3 points and you win the game.
Yeah.
And then they got beat up by Colorado last week, or 2 weeks ago, or whatever it was last week. Oh yeah, last week, because we were needing.
I watched some of that. Colorado's playing good football right now.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Glad they are not on the schedule.
Well,
for sure. But so no Cam Rising. They are back to who are they back to? You said Wilson?
Yeah. Little what's it, Zach Wilson's younger brother. He's true.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Well,
true freshman.
He's throwing more picks than he has touchdowns.
Good.
He's ranked 308th out of 319 possible quarterbacks.
Wow.
So you're saying don't pick him up for fantasy football?
That is correct.
So what's their
that's a fucking stat.
What's their run game look like?
I mean, they got Bernard still.
Yeah.
I mean, he got 880 yards. He's still a good back.
Yep.
But is he going to be a good back when you're not fearing the pass?
True.
But we haven't been good against the run. lately or this year.
But we also had to worry about the pass. Wilson was 21 of 40 for 236, 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions against Colorado. But what they weren't able to do, and that might be, well, I mean, Bernard had 11 carries for 20 yards. They only had 31 rushing yards.
Oh wow!
Against Colorado.
And actually, they had some short fields too, because
on 30 rushes.
Yeah, because I know when I did watch it. Well, yeah, the first play did Sanders threw an interception, and that led to didn't that lead to it? Was that a touchdown or a field goal? But then
field goal.
But then he had another.
Because the game didn't get out of hand until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 21-13 Colorado at the half.
Yeah.
And then 28-20 at 28-16 at the end of the third. So it's not like they weren't able. They had to throw and couldn't pass.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they had 30 rushes as opposed to 40 passes. And people have been able to run on Colorado. So but yeah, so Michael Bernard 11 for 20, Mike Mitchell was 7 for 28. And those were their two ball carriers. In contrast, Colorado was able to rush. They rushed 20 times for 65 yards.
That's not great.
No, but that's on par for Colorado.
Yeah.
I mean,
Isaiah
Augusta had 7 carries for 59 yards. So, he's over 8 yards a carry.
But isn't Utah's rush defense real good?
Yeah. 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 But at the end of the season, let me look at this. Let's look at this schedule. So, but it's nice to be a good rush defense team when you're not playing rushing offenses. I mean, you play Colorado, we know they're throwing.
Yeah.
BYU throws. Houston does both. Arizona State and Arizona don't have much of a run game.
Arizona State does. Scatterbo.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's peek. He had 158 yards against them.
Yeah.
So when they face somebody, they got eaten up. Oklahoma State allegedly does, but when you don't run them, Ollie Gordon had 11 carries that game.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's not like, once again, it's not like you couldn't have ran. You only lost by 3 points. So I think they've been fortunate to have a good run defense going up against teams that throw a lot.
Okay.
I mean, they're not putting up points. Outside of Southern Utah and Utah State, they haven't gone over 25 points. They haven't gone over 25 points.
I'm sure at least the first 2 games, Cam Rising was playing. I think he played first 3 games, didn't he?
No, Wilson was in for the Utah State game. Unless he played some of it. No, he played Wilson was all of the Utah State game. Who played Baylor? Rising played the beginning. So he went out the Baylor game.
No, not yet. That's what I remember now. Actually, that you said that he got hurt in the Baylor game.
So, yeah, I'm not 100% sold on Utah's rush defense.
All right. Hope you're
When
right.
you the first, I mean, they played a running back and they got toasted, and they got beat on top of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, teams don't have to run against them to win because their offense is shitty.
Mm-hmm.
VJ, you got any stats to back me up, or am I just lying?
I'm looking like Max Headroom over here.
For you younger people, Google it.
Yeah.
All right, what? Yeah, dude, I've been lost over here, so I'm playing
I just
catch
wondered
up.
what their offense was like as a whole.
So he was at
Yeah.
their
So
Yeah.
according to PFF, ranked 128th out of 130. That's their offense. Overall, 76th for both offense and defense. Passing wise, at PFF grade, like we talked about before the show started, it's dismal. So 46.8, the grade is. Pass rating under pressure, 31.4, and we're talking about, a different quarterback. So, yeah, I mean, I was going to say, look, I'm going to play like Rodgers when he was at Green Bay. Just relax.
So what about
So
their deep? What any defensive stats pop out at you as far as
nothing. I mean, they have their front four. Let me make sure I'm on the right spot though. Hang on.
Yeah, I mean they've got dudes. They've got good size. They've got a good defensive line.
Yeah, they're average to above average is what it looks like. I mean, they got a safety that is solid. Two safeties that are solid, I'd say. But yeah, I mean, I heard y'all talking about the potential of them stopping our running game. Again, I'm about to forecast here, but my pick is Sama this week.
Nice. It's getting cold. So here he comes.
Mm-hmm. And it's not a late game. We're heading out west.
Yep.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Yeah,
you missed that. We were talking about that because I told
Okay,
William.
all right.
I told
Whoops.
William it was 6:30, and he was like, "Really?"
I was expecting 9 o'clock. I really wasn't paying any attention to the time. I just figured it was gonna be 9 o'clock. I figured we was getting that Big 12 after dark slot.
Yep.
Nice.
And like you, I've been conditioning for that too because I always end up staying up and watching those damn games.
Yep. So yeah, because I was up till midnight last week.
I was
priming myself, getting ready, like a damn fool. All right, so let's do the predictions then. Prediction time. We already know who his MVP is. It's a 7.5 spread. It opened at 6.
Yeah.
And the over under is 41.5. Yeah. It had opened at 42.
That's low.
Yeah. So they're either thinking it's a close game or somebody ain't gonna score many points.
I've got both.
Okay. Close. Ooh, wow. Okay.
I've got 16-13.
Whoa.
Iowa State.
Whoa. Low score. And close.
Yeah. It's their senior night. They haven't had the season they've wanted. I think it's going to be a tough game.
Cam Rising going to walk out for the third time.
Dude, I felt bad for that. I saw that game. I forget who they were playing when he came back. Man, I remember texting you. I was like, "Dude looks older than Aaron Rodgers out there." It was rough to watch.
I'm going to go a few more points than that. I'm going to go. Apparently, I like the number 31 because I picked it the last. Literally, this will be the fourth week in a row. I picked 31 points for the Cyclones.
Damn, dude.
Actually, I've literally had them. I've only had them under 30 points twice this season. That's wild. But I'm gonna go 31-17.
I like that.
And I'm going to go. I'm going orange.
I didn't pick an MVP.
Who you got for MVP?
Damn, I was thinking along the same lines as William.
You on defense? Okay.
I'm gonna go. I think. No, I think it needs to be a linebacker. Because we can't give up any of those big run plays. I'll go Sadowski because as much as he played, and he played pretty well last week. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, I was going to go linebacker. I just couldn't figure out which one, so that's why I went orange.
It's hard. I mean, because as much as they wrote, as they've been in and out, so yeah.
Yeah.
I've got 21-17.
Another close one.
Mm-hmm. Probably the closest one I've called all season long.
Y'all got me. Well, no, you had a 28-27.
Oh, okay.
You had some close ones. The Iowa game.
Oh, okay.
KU game, you had 24-21. I'm the motherfucker who's over here thinking we're going to beat everybody down.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Woo. Well, people, I'm starving. So we're going to cut this. We're going to be cutting this bad boy short this week. But I appreciate everybody. Look, so everybody got to subscribe to the YouTube page. Go like the Facebook page. Okay. Watch it to the end, watch it at the beginning, and you'll be able to see what the links are. So click on them bad boys and subscribe. Get the subscription numbers up. I know I only know one person going to Utah. Dale's going to Utah for the game.
Oh, cool.
Damn.
Yeah, he's going to meet Dan out there. One of their college buddies lives by there, so they're going to meet for the game.
He tried talking you into going?
I wish I could. But if you're going to the game, cheer loud. Yeah, you know how we do it. Go Cyclones.
Go Cyclones.
Go Clones.